Hello. Whoa, sorry. It's 7:57 p.m. So I my back. Oh man. So I'm sorry. Well, for me to y'all know I gotta um try to save storage space on my phone. So sorry that I gotta do this in the dark. So like having an altercation with a narcissistic abuser, whether they're a gang stalker or not, it seems like as if one seemingly petty little argument can escalate so quickly, and you're the one who's made out to look like the crazy person or a troublemaker or something like that. You know, um, hold on right quick. I should have been a little more prepared, but hold on, wait. Trying to turn off the air, because I don't know when the air automatically turns on. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but it's kind of cold in here, a little bit cold in here anyway. So I turned it off. So I'm thankful and glad to be off for a week, and I guess it's 11 days if you count the weekends. But if you don't count the weekends, then wait, no, I'm tripping. Why am I saying 11? 9 days. 9 days. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking 11. But 9 days, because this weekend 2 days, and then 5 days, and then another 2 days, another weekend, and then back right after. But I mean, I've been trying to not talk so much, about. I mean, I haven't told every little detail about my job. No, everybody doesn't need to know everything, I guess, but I try to, talk about what I need to as it pertains to gang stalking. So at the first, at the other school that I was working at first, it was Mr. James that was a problem for me. And so now it's Mr. John over on this side. So, I mean, Mr. James hate me, and I haven't, like, since day one, I never done him anything, but he would hate and avoid and ignore me for no reason. So that's how I figured he was a perp. But Mr. John, um, I don't know. It's like John is like the Roderick. From Seville Quarter, I was having problems with Roderick. And Roderick actually got fired. I ended up quitting that job because, I already explained what happened at between the YMCA and Seville Quarter. So, and also Travis at Seville Quarter, the one who's the bartender, he also gave me a problem. Roderick and all the other guys who get to sit down and chat on it. like right at Travis's counter at 11 o'clock in the morning. And so then when I come, Travis is rude to me and treat me like I deserve to be punished, or he would tell me come back later, and he would make me sit on the other side away from everybody else while Roderick and the other guys are chowing down on their food. And then, like, I don't remember if it was 3 weeks or a month before I got fed up and quit, that they were giving me raw burger, like not raw but undercooked, like very undercooked burgers. So I mean, and they pretty much acted weird and changed new rules every day at Seville Quarter. And I'm glad to not have to hear that song "Running with the Devil" anymore. Like almost every day they would play that song. So it was, I guess that job wasn't meant for me. And then throughout the time from June 4th, I think it was June 4th, because I was originally supposed to have started like that Wednesday or something. But I wasn't fully prepared. But June 4th through August 18th, which was a week before me and my twin sister's birthday, June 4th through actually August 17th was my last day actually working. And then that Wednesday morning, I was off that day, and something happened I had that issue at the YMCA, and Corey from YMCA is connected with Mr. Cliff over at Seville Quarter, and I had an issue. I don't want to go, try to rehash that story again, but I already told y'all what happened. And so, what Corey did to me at the YMCA was like basically put the nail in the coffin to get me to quit for good, because I was also trying to hold on to that for as long as I could. When I was working at Roger Scott Pool through the YMCA in 2019, I was trying to hold on to that, and a 17-year-old child psychologically and mentally tormented and terrorized me and was perping me every day, and also an 18-year-old who were co-workers. So workplace mobbing, workplace bullying. So this is what happened. Where do I start? Well, the fact that I'm talking in the dark, I probably can go over 25 or 30 minutes in one setting, and just talk how much I need to talk about what happened tonight, this evening. So I want to say that it's not my intention to try to like quit this job. Like, I don't want to quit. Despite how I've been feeling, I don't want to quit. I wanted to continue to keep working, and I don't want to get fired either. I don't want to quit or get fired, but I wanted to and need to keep working and trying to keep myself with a roof over my head. And so I've been silent about certain things about this gang stalking, in order to keep a roof over my head. And in order to keep a roof over my head, in order to have my own income and my own job, because I got tired of being abused by trying to panhandle for money on Palafox Street downtown. I got tired of being abused and rejected, and tired of being banned from this restaurant and that restaurant. So, I started to get adjusted and comfortable over here, staying at this motel and working at the school. The perps know where I'm at, online and in person. They know where I'm at, So, like my first week there, I thought that I was just substituting for somebody for a day or two or a couple of days. But then I guess they decided to permanently keep me over at this school because I was at the other school. So then I mean, so then after that, I felt more comfortable at the school I'm at now because I have more, like from after 2 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I pretty much have that space and time mostly to myself, but mainly around between anywhere between 3:30 and 5. Mr. John will come and clean that. I mean, pick up the trash from the first building where I'm at, and I'm cleaning the bathrooms and some of the classrooms and stuff. And I mean, me knowing that he's a perp, I just stay out of his way, you know. And a perp with narcissistic personality and treats you like you're dumb as fuck, I just stay away from him, you know. So I don't try to tell him anything, you know. But it's like, wait a minute. Let me try to get my train of thought. Sorry for this traffic. Trucks like that need to be banned. But anyway, loud trucks like that need to be banned. But anyway, so that first Friday, I think it was October. Was it October 8th? It was that Friday, October 8th, I think it was. And that was my first time seeing Mr. John because I heard that he had just came back from having like broken rib or something like that. And so he acted like in a bad mood that day, and I didn't know him very well at all. But then that following Monday, I guess it was the 11th. Um, by the 11th, I mean I remember feeling a certain way, you know, feeling like, damn, he treats me in a way that he make me, I feel like as if he drove me to want to quit that day, but I feel like I can't let myself quit because I need a roof over my head and I need to stay off the streets for winter and it being cold and everything. I mean, it ain't winter and cold yet, but it's getting there. It's fall and it's kind of cold. So, um, and I don't remember if it was that day that he got an attitude with me and said, "Well, why you starting building 9? Why you ain't starting Barracuda?" Well, it's like I start wherever I want. You start wherever you want. So, I mean, before then, I had been starting in building 9. So, what makes you think you can change the rules? You're not my boss. The boss never told me where to start. Maybe he did. I just don't remember. But um, so then as time went on, I mean, I never really got close, wanted to get close to him because the whole time I suspected Mr. John was a gang stalker. So I heard that the first day that I saw him, that Friday, October 8th, the first day that I saw him, I heard that he came back to work and was expecting to not do any work and got mad and, didn't want to do any work that day. So he took his anger out on everybody, But anyway, so both Mr. John and Miss Brenda, like that day, I thought, well, damn, he treated her like shit, but I didn't know that. Then I think it was maybe later on the next week, he tried to get all friendly with me and trying to ask me all kinds of personal questions, trying to get in my business. He already knew where I live at, and Miss Brenda told him, But I didn't want to think Miss Brenda. I don't think Miss Brenda is a perp though. I really don't think Miss Brenda is a perp, but he has proven to me that he's a perp. So that's why I try to stay out of his way. I don't try to get close to him. I don't try to tell him anything, any questions. I try to keep him sharp, and that's why I've been acting funny and trying to avoid him because I know what he's about. So then remember when I told y'all that he said, "Oh, you're your own boss around here," but then he tried to order me around and tell me what to do, and then say I'm not your boss. But then all week earlier this week, he been treating me like I'm too dumb to know what 9 o'clock is. But sometimes he seemed like he try to go out of his way to help me and stuff. Like he'll take my keys in the trash at the end of the night. But last night he kind of rushed me out, and it was like 8:52. And the boss was like, "Hey," like he told me, like, I don't remember if it was earlier this week or last week. "Hey, don't let them don't let them try to rush you out early." Because I mean, I didn't even have to tell the boss that, but because like at first Miss Brenda and Mr. John would try to rush me out at like 8:15 or 8:30, and so I told y'all that Miss Brenda, she'll just scrub the inside of the toilet with the scrubbing brush and then be like, "Okay, I'm done. Okay, the whole bathroom's clean." So but she's another one who be trying to tell me how to, "Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that." So let me this is what happened. But I've been biting my tongue though, cuz Mr. John, he'll do stuff like invade my space on purpose and make it like as if he's trying to help me out. Like, why you want to offer to hold the door open for me, but then you standing in the door in my way so that if I get in the door, then I'll bump into you. So I'm like, just forget it. Don't even worry about trying to open the door for me. But I never told him I have obsessive compulsive disorder, but I told Miss Brenda. But I always have to tell her that I ask her politely, "Can you please stop coughing on me," and stuff like that. And so like I be trying to not bump into her. Like she'll always like walk close to me or invade my space and stuff like that. And so now they have the new temp. She came later today. Her name's Veronica, but she's been working for like a week. Yeah, about, I think, a week or a week and a half. And she started off to seem nice, but then she, like Wednesday, Veronica was the perp that threw up the devil horns. And then they had a new temp today because Mr. William was gone. Mr. William never caused me a problem, really. So Mr. William, I think he seems like he's a Christian and stuff like that. And so Mr. William, I think he took an early vacation. So there was a new guy that was a temp. I don't know his name, but he didn't act like a perp. But he seemed nice and respectful. But today, all I said was hi to him. And yesterday I think it was, but he didn't seem like he was much of a bother. But by him wearing red, I didn't want to, like yesterday, I didn't want to automatically jump to conclusion and be like, "Oh, he's a new perp." But I want to, see how he acts or how he move or whatever. But Mr. John is a perp, but he never wore red. he never wore red. So it's not more about the colors you wear, but it's more like how you act and the things you do and your tactics. But sometimes perps will make themselves stand out and more obvious when they're wearing red and perping you at the same time. But targeted individuals sometimes wear red too, but they don't mean any harm. They're just wearing doggone clothes. But the gang stalkers sometimes make it their tactic to use the color red to sensitize the target. So anyway, what happened today? I mean, yeah. So Miss Veronica throwing up the devil horns at me Wednesday. what made me feel like, oh shit, she's one of them too. Damn. And it's like, and she's the one who also stands close in my space, like in order to tell me something. And I told her, it's like she act like, I mean, stand like very close to me, like walk, like you don't need to walk all like touching me in order to tell me what you need to tell me. But seeing like she wanted to help me out with ideas with housing and stuff, but I couldn't follow through with that because it always traces back to opening doors, and those people won't help me. but um, but what happened was, let me get to the point. Sorry, it took me 21, almost 21 minutes to finally get to what happened, but I had to explain more like a background in order to get to tell y'all like what happened today. So what happened today was, um and I've done this before. Even yesterday I set my food by the like, since Barracuda is the last area that I clean the bathrooms and work at, instead of me grabbing my bag every I mean, I know I'm a certain kind of weird and certain kind of particular because of my OCD, and some people don't really understand. So that's why I don't keep you know like me staying here. I buy like some food for dinner over the weekend, and and then put it in the fridge. I'm sorry, the freezer for the week. And then, so yesterday I had to spend double the time to warm up my food because it was still in a bag, and still in my bag. So, and it took me like at least 14 minutes to warm up the food. So then today I took the food and set it out so that it can thaw faster and better. And I drank my water, and then I had put the water bottle. It was empty, but it was directly next to my food, and I figured that, well, maybe nobody would touch it, and like the teachers, um, and I had been I mean, because I would take my bag, and I got tired of just carrying my bag. I don't like to my OCD reasons. I don't like to sit my bag on a cart. So, I hated to carry my bag, which is like my purse. I hated to carry it like each building, you know. And plus, Mr. John said that he would have to turn off the alarms in the different buildings. So that's why I figure, instead of separating time with carrying my bag, like if I would go and bring my bag from one room to another one room and then carry my cart, because with my OCD I feel like everything with the cart is dirty. So I'm um it's just my OCD thing, but obsessive compulsive disorder. So for the past like 2 or 3 weeks, I just put, since I know that Barracuda's the last building, I sit my bag in that chair, and nobody really messes with it. And then I would sit my food on top. I would like, if I bring my own food, because sometimes they would give us food sometimes, and then you, you know but yesterday and today I knew I had to have my own food, so I was just trying to thaw it out. So That's why I set it on the table area, like not the table, but that counter that was kind of near where my bag is. I mean, I put it in the area where I feel clean and comfortable. If I feel like something's dirty or uncomfortable, I don't want my bag to touch. So then, um, it's like, and I know me having OCD and having problems touching certain things, thanks to the damn foster mom and foster care abuse is how I ended up this way. But it ain't that easy to just snap and be normal. Or religious narcs have told me that for me to have OCD, that I'm sinning and going to hell for since OCD is considered a type of anxiety disorder. you know um so and I feel like the nature of this job, I feel like it exacerbated my OCD, but I feel like I need to work in order to stay off the streets, because I finally was able to, get the job opportunity. Me being on the streets, I didn't realize that job opportunity existed, but hey, I found it eventually, and I have a whole bachelor's degree and ended up in a situation because I'm blacklisted and targeted. So for a long time, I mean, I've been, putting my bag in there, but I mean, I also, so when I went to get my dinner, I figured I knew it was somebody who's a narcissistic abuser who did this, took it upon themselves to, I mean, took it upon themselves to throw away my bottle. At first, I thought it was. I mean, I figure I know that the teachers didn't do it because I told them, I said, well, I let them know that, hey, this is my food right here. If it's okay for me to just let it thaw out, because like in the beginning, I just go in there like at 2 o'clock and go set my stuff down, and then I get my cart and gather my cart and prepare, and then go in building 9, and then sweep the classrooms and clean the classrooms, whatever I gotta do, and then go do the bathrooms and stuff like that. And so, today when I questioned Mr. John about throwing away my water bottle, he said, "But it was empty." And I said, but it was right there next to my food, and I was gonna use it again. So then it escalated and got heated. And I said, I don't like nobody touching my stuff. And he said, well, well, I didn't know it was yours, and I was gonna throw the whole plate of food away and stuff like that. So if you a perp, if you a perp and you know all about me, you know damn well that was mine. So don't try to play innocent and lie and say that you didn't know, because y'all perps are sneaky and you like to try to gaslight and play innocent. So he tried to say, "Oh, I didn't know it was your food because," and and I was almost gonna throw the food away, and he tried to cut his eyes like a narcissistic abuser and try to say, "Next time you tell us these things, next time motherfucker, you knew because you a perp." Because I bet you if it was anybody else's stuff, you wouldn't mess with it. So, and the whole time Veronica came out and sat down, and she sat right near where we were arguing at, and she took some looked like Starburst candy and was smacking as loud and fucking ignorant as she possibly could, on purpose to make me more agitated. And she's one of those type of people that just everything about her, everything she does is like freaking agitating or irritating. She even walks around blasting like loud music from her phone and stuff. Before then, it was like more peaceful, you know. um, Blasting loud music and singing and all that. Like, damn, you know. So it's like, so she was, you know, using like me with my hypersensitive ears. She was like smacking her candy, like smacking her food, like she was smacking on candy on purpose to make me more irritated, like to add on the agitation and irritation more than what I already was pissed. And so then, um, me and him were arguing, and so he tried to say, you're not supposed to be in that room anyway." And so I said, "Well, what do you mean?" I was very confused. Like, what do you mean I'm not supposed to be in that room? And then he said, and then he said, I was talking about the children and stuff not supposed to be in there. Well, if I ain't supposed to be in there, you ain't supposed to be in there. I mean, so, but that's stupid for him to say that because he said you're not supposed to be in the teacher's lounge anyway or whatever. Not the main teacher's lounge, but they have certain departmental teacher's lounges and stuff. But he's like, he treat me like as if I'm really stupid, like as if I'm supposed to have the common sense to go and you know, I never ate in that room in the teachers in that room. I just store my stuff there because that's the last room. I mean, the last area that I work in. I actually clean that little bathroom in there, and then clean the bigger bathrooms last. Usually the girls, and then the boys. Sometimes I do switch. I mean, go like double tackle both the boys and the girls. And then I would take my second break in that room. I feel comfortable in there. But he you know takes out the trash and vacuums in there in the other classrooms and stuff. And he's got sharing the same section as me. By Miss Brenda being like super old and stuff like that. Well, he was the one who told me about Miss Brenda having 2 aneurysms, but I didn't know. So excuse me. So that made me like I never ate in that room. I just put and he seen my bag in that room before, and never really said anything. But I said I really don't like people touching my stuff. So he is, I didn't know. Yeah, because since you're a perp, And I've got the feeling that it seemed like even all week this week, I feel like, damn, this man trying to drive me to want to give up and quit. So, um, so then it's like I'm not one of the kids. So he tried to say, "Oh, you're supposed to eat in the and I do like I don't eat inside the break room, but in the cafeteria area, like on a stage area, I sit there like earlier in the day, like before 2 o'clock. The boss, they all know I sit there, and I also sit there and eat. Like I would carry my food from that lounge where my bag is, and then I never ate in that lounge, but I carry my my food from look at it wait, where is it? Trying to distract me with the biting harassment. So um, yeah, trying to cause me to lose my train of thought. So forgive me. So, so then, forgive me, y'all. So it's like I bring my food, and I feel like I don't have to explain shit to him because he's a coworker. He's not the damn boss, not the manager. So him and they can eat wherever they freaking want. But he gonna tell me, oh, you're not supposed to be in there anyway. And then he said, oh, well, the kid's not supposed to be in there. I said, well, what? I'm not. I never knew we weren't supposed to be in there. I mean, if I take I take a break wherever I'm working at. But I think Miss Brenda, that day that he tried to gang stalk me, was sitting in the other room and chilling and eating. It's like, damn, like I knew they did that on purpose. So that make me, and Miss Brenda did something earlier today that made me feel like I almost thought I had my confirmation that she's a perp too. So I mean, I kind of having mixed feelings and not sure because certain things she does make me feel like I think she's a perp too. And then he told me that him and Miss Brenda are good friends. You know, and them two they hang together like peas in a pod. But Miss Brenda looked like she's old enough to be his mom. You know, so but narcissistic abuser they always throw you off like that. Like you're not supposed to be in that room anyway. Like wait a minute now. I work in that room. You know so it so it's like um so Mr. John would do stuff on purpose to make me mad, and other not like the biological sister Ramona would do stuff like that too. Do stuff on purpose that they know that make you mad, and then when you get angry, they try to make like what you getting mad for, or try to make like they had no idea that play it off like they had no idea that what you did or said. I mean, what they did or said got on your nerves or made you angry when they know damn well that they do it on purpose. So I heard that Christians, you're not supposed to have your third eye open, but gang stalkers, I heard that they do these rituals, the satanic rituals. The reason why they know everything about you is because they got their third eye open, and that's like forbidden. So, so I heard this thing with the gang stalking called monitoring spirits or something like that. But I don't know all about it, but I heard a little bit about it. But anyway, so just because I have my food in there thawing out, and then you try to keep your food away from everybody else because you know how what the gang stalkers do to our food and stuff. So that's another thing that made me kind of suspicious that you probably did something to my food too. If you fiddle with the water bottle. So um I feel uneasy having my stuff around everybody else and stuff like that. But he think he falsely accused me of eating in that room, and I did not eat in that room. So I've been doing this like, you know, I can't take a break in the locker rooms or the band room because really no place to sit. And the band room is just is is just the band room is just two small bathrooms, boys and girls, single rooms, and then I'm going to the last building. But the big locker rooms, the girls and boys locker room, I've been cleaning the locker rooms, and I don't really feel comfortable, resting in there. So If I clean building 9, then I go sit in their the lounge over there, and he seen me do it, and you know, so who is he to think he got the authority to tell me you're not supposed to be sitting in that room anyway, whatever. So that kind of confused me, and I'm like, what you mean? I freaking work in that doggone room. Where else am I supposed to sit and take a break? So I wasn't sitting there taking a break at that time. I just went to go and grab my food and take my break because I was about to start on the girls' locker room. And I tried to take my dinner break a few minutes earlier than usual, maybe like 15 minutes earlier than usual. Since it was a big day with mopping, having to mop and everything. And so then, that pretty much, when him telling me, you're not supposed to be in that room anyway, I think that was the big big piss off, and then her, Veronica smacking her damn, unnecessarily smacking on loud and ignorant as fuck on that Candy, the Starburst or whatever, like, and so that triggered me even more with my hypersensitive ears, because if you a perp, you know all my weaknesses. I don't have to tell y'all, because she was probably instructed to come and smack her food or whatever near me, because usually when I go and take my dinner break, either nobody's really by the cafeteria stage. I microwave and warm my food in that little in our janitorial lounge. I microwave my food, every night in the janitorial lounge, and then I sit, which is inside the cafeteria, and then I go and sit where I usually sit. But it's like you don't have the authority to tell me, oh, you're not supposed to, you ain't whatever, and you admit, oh, I'm not your boss, but you say, oh, you're your own boss around here, but then try to order me around, to tell me what to do, and act like you think you're my handler. Think you can try to dictate my life. And so Miss Brenda came in there, and she was wearing what looked like a red sweater, so I figured she must have been freaking perping with the red too. And she came in there and was like, she was like, I forgot what she came and told me. I said, well, Miss Brenda, I'm leaving early because, Mr. John, really upset. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I remember, he made me really mad. And she was like, well, you're going to have to finish everything. And I snapped back at her and I said, how you gonna tell me that, and you don't even do all your work properly? Oh, yes, I do. And just because you're mad at John don't mean you gotta take it out on me. I said it's not about being mad at John, Mr. John, and taking it out on you. It's just that I'm tired of all y'all. If you don't do your work properly and try to tell, oh, you gotta do this, telling me what I gotta do. So then, so then I was so angry I couldn't enjoy the rest of my food. I could not continue to enjoy my food. And so, I finished my food, and I went and I emptied out the mop water and put my card up, and I text my bosses and stuff and told them I had to leave early, and I explained basically I'm tired of I'm sorry that I kept my mouth shut, trying to keep things peaceful and everything, but I'm tired of Mr. John bullying me. And so, see, when I packed my stuff and I left, and Miss Brenda was telling Miss Veronica, oh yeah, Candy's gone and she left because she's gone and she left because she's mad at Mr. John, or she's mad at John. But I apologize. I said, look, Miss Brenda, I apologize, for snapping on you and stuff. She's like, okay, but what she said earlier, you know, they got food, but nobody told me. But I was kind of scared to go and ask. You know, nobody told me, but everybody got food, and I didn't know where they were getting it from. And so I said, Miss Brenda, you know, I asked her about the food. Well, no, I think I asked everybody in the room. And she gave me this look and folded her arms and said with a smart ass kind of attitude, like, I thought you saw me. And one like, well, I did, but I didn't know where y'all got the food from. So then I was able to go back and get me some food in an area where I didn't know. They said, oh, in the teacher's area, the teacher section. I'm like, what are you talking about? They said, oh, it's inside the cafeteria. Well, I didn't know, you know. So, and then shortly before the, like, I think it was around the time when the incident happened. But yeah, Veronica was there to distract by smacking her food the candy extra loud while me and Mr. John were arguing. And so that made me even more agitated. So I said, look, I have hypersensory issues. I'm telling myself, you know, I have hypersensory issues. And, you know, I didn't want to have a meltdown. So I just clocked out and quit and left while I still had my composure before I lost control. You know, but Miss they had like an event or something. And so Miss Brenda was gonna throw all that cake away. And we're like, what are you doing, Miss Brenda? And so Miss Veronica was like, no, give us, you know, let us have that cake. You know, and she said she was gonna take some of the cake to the other school that they can have some too. And so I got me a piece of cake. So I felt kind of bad because I had cookies and cake today. You know. So but like Miss Brenda likes to throw a lot of unnecessary stuff that can be saved and used. She likes to throw it away. So I'm pretty sorry that it took me over 45 minutes to tell whatever is going on. But look in the description box of this video. In the description box of this video, I show y'all the video of Mr. John in that SUV. I guess you can say one fog light because I thought it was considered just funny headlights. So that was him in that SUV. And looking up in the description box, it was October 22nd, that Friday. And that was when I went to the nearby Walmart and they had that boy harassing and following me with one headlight. You know, excuse me. The boy following me around and harassing me with the one headlight. And I had good foot. That was some like concrete footage right there of the gang stalking. It was that night. You know, but I do not want to quit this job. I do not want to lose this job. You know, but I'm sick and tired of all. I mean, Mr. John, he talked to me. Well, it seems like he talked to me and Miss Brenda like as if we're dumbasses, you know. But oh, and also tonight, Miss Brenda, you know, like shortly after I called her out on not doing her job properly, like, and so then she started walking right behind, like right up on my heels, and I said, you know, why are you walking all close on me? And she's like, you know, she'll walk up on me and then start coughing on me. And I said, why are you walking all close up on me? And she's like, I'm not. I'm just going downstairs. I'm going down the steps right here. I'm going outside. So now first it was two. Now it's three co-workers that don't respect. I mean, that always invade my space and don't respect me. As I said, I never really had much of a problem with really any complaints about Mr. William. And the new guy, or I guess he's filling in for Mr. William, he hasn't seemed like he's been much of a problem either. But you know, I don't want any more tension, and I really don't want to quit because I was told basically I'm a valuable asset to, to the job and everything. And as I said, the more I speak, that if I would have told everything, I would have been back on the streets already. And I'm trying to avoid that. So this is part of the freaking workplace mobbing. I got a freaking bachelor's degree and shouldn't even have to be in this predicament. But I haven't sold my soul. Still have my soul, from far as I know. So I'm, I hated to lose out on at least a minimum of $40 probably, or somewhere about $40 lose out on. I hated to have to lose out on $40 and and to go home and be angry, worried, and scared, and feeling all kinds of bad emotions, and can't rest this holiday weekend. Not that I'm planning to celebrate it, but I wanted this following week off. I wanted it to be peaceful and not to be scared and wondering if I'll still have my job, by November 30th, and stuff like that. So I feel better after venting, and telling y'all what happened. But I don't think Mr. John is my handler, but he's definitely a fucking perp. And, I never cussed him out, and I never call him a perp to his face, but I should. But I'm glad they said that, they got no tolerance, for the bullying and stuff. Because if they ain't got tolerance for the kids bullying, no tolerance for the workplace bullies. Mr. John, I heard he's living in a house that's paid off. And he got that Ford Escape. You got a place to live, a comfortable and quiet place to live, plus a vehicle. I'm threatened to be back on the streets. Why the fuck would you take that away from me? And you a man and I'm a woman. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's how I know you're a soulless, demonic perp.